So this happened when I was 9 or 10. I was walking my dog and looking for some wood, which sounds strange, but I wanted to build a tree house. My dad didn't want to buy wood, so he sent me to go look for some. I was a gullible child. At the end of my street, I spotted a house with 3 planks of wood right next to the garbage can. Obviously, they were trying to get rid of them. They were not that big, and there was about 3 of them, but I was able to hold them and my dog's leash. So I'm walking home, and it's been about 5 minutes. I'm pretty content with my finding, and I'm about 3 houses from mine. Suddenly, I see a red kind of rusty truck turn down my street. I'm not scared at this point, because, cars on the street are normal, after all. But he stopped, right next to me. "That wood looks really heavy. Why don't I give you a ride home?" Now I'm scared. I replied nicely and told him I'm good, but he insists. I keep walking, but he's clearly not giving up. He pulls his car in reverse and follows me, insisting he'll give me a ride. This continues for about 3 minutes, the longest 3 minutes of my life. He even tries to open up the door and whistle at my dog, as if suddenly he'll jump in. He even asked for his name and was trying to call him into the car after I was telling him he's a sweet looking dog, so he was clearly not intimidated by him. At this point, I walk past my house and we're close to the end of the road. Out of nowhere, he just puts it in drives and peels off. I walk around for another 10 minutes just to make sure he doesn't know where I live. So guy with the weird rusty truck, let's not meet. There was hard knocking on my apartment door and my dog went nuts. It's not uncommon for my dog to do so, but when she realized who it was, she'll stop. I got up from the couch and peered through the peephole. From what I could tell, he was a tall man wearing a green jumpsuit and a baseball hat. The uniform was similar to my bug exterminator my apartment complex employs every month. It was getting about that time of the month for them to come by, so I opened the door just a crack and tried to hold back my barking dog with my foot. "Hello? Can I help you?" "Good morning, sir," the man said with a smile. "My name is Mike, and I'm here today to test an amazing new carpet cleaning product." Then held out a large canister, oddly filled up any logo with his hands. But I could tell by the canister it was a normal Lysol container. "Sir," I said, cutting him off from the rest of his speech, "there is no soliciting in this complex. I am not interested. Have a good day." As I shut the door, he sticks his foot in the door frame. This time, my dog is snarling and growling, baring her teeth. Something she never does. I firmly said, "I said no, and if you don't leave immediately, I will call the cops." I then shoved the door closed and deadbolted the door. It took my dog several minutes for her to calm down, but when she finally did, I took her outside. As I walked her to her pee spot, I saw the man again. This time he was going up to kids who were playing and asking them where they lived and if their parents were there. My dog saw him and went completely nuts, barking, growling, baring teeth. "Sir, you need to leave right now." "Hey," the man said angrily, "I'm trying to earn a living." He started to approach me in an aggressive manner, pointing his finger to me, shouting and accusing me of preventing him from doing his job. This whole time, my dog was getting more and more irritated. I pulled out my phone and told him I was going to call the cops. "Do it!" he screamed, walking right in front of me. That is when my dog bit his ankle firmly hard. He jumped up and ran to his truck. He opened his door and screamed, Get your fucking dog away from me. You'll be hearing from the cops about this assault. Okay, I will wait. Cops never came. This guy was seriously a creeper. Maybe chasing places to steal from, or even worse. I am glad my dog bit him. So, to give you some background, I live in a fairly busy city, but on the side of that, it is very quiet and laid back. My neighborhood is one of the nicer ones, and all of the gang activity, break-ins, bad stuff, usually happens a few blocks down, due to my house being tucked away at the end of a few major streets. I am 5'4", female, blonde, fairly little. Part of my daily routine involves walking to my local convenience store for cigarettes and an energy drink. So about 6 months ago, I woke up hungover and needed my daily rations. The store is about 6 blocks away, and I know all employees, so I had no problems drunkenly venturing there. As I'm walking, a car turns off a busy street that I am crossing, which isn't unusual, so I ignore its slow pace. I hear the driver, a very large black guy, trying to get my attention, so I pause, thinking he's one of my roommate's friends, but didn't recognize him. Upon realizing I didn't know him, I simply turned up my music, kept walking the remainder 4 blocks. When I get to the store, I notice he parks across the street, but I'm so focused on getting my energy drink that I think nothing of it. I go inside, talk to my friends behind the counter for about 10 minutes, and leave. As I'm walking home, I notice he is still following me, and I realize he's been doing this for about 30 minutes, counting waiting time while I was in the store, and I stupidly stop walking. He tries to talk to me. I tell him I'm uncomfortable and not interested. He seems not to take no very well and proceeds to block the street I'm crossing with his vehicle. As I'm approaching the intersection, he starts to open his door, and I'm having none of that. I live in a concealed carry state, and luckily my Glock 40 unloaded was in my purse from a previous event. After telling him several times to leave me alone, and I'm not interested, he opens his truck door and sees the barrel directly pointed at him. Never had I seen anyone get back into their vehicle that fast. Green SUV guy I had no interest in. Let's not meet.